Hello everyone. My name is Pamela Topper and I'm a Senior Account Executive at Nexternal, which is now a part of HighJump. Welcome to this short webinar on PayPal's In-Context Express Checkout, which we recently built into the Nexternal platform. The In-Context Express Checkout experience is by far the best checkout experience provided by PayPal. So when it was recently made available by PayPal, we jumped on it, and I am really proud to say that Nexternal is one of the very first e-commerce vendors to include this experience in our platform. This new payment process streamlines checkout, increases conversions, might afford you better PayPal rates, and eliminates any risk of customers electing to pay through PayPal but forgetting to actually pay in PayPal. I know that's the icing on the cake for those of you still using standard PayPal checkout. So let's go over today's topic. This is going to be a quick webinar. We're going to go over what I mean by In-Context Express Checkout. You'll get to see it in action. We'll talk about the benefits and how easy it is to set up in your Nexternal store. And then we'll talk about some things you need to know before setup. And at the end, I'll take questions, which you can type into the webinar interface during the presentation. I really expect the entire session, including questions, won't take more than 10 to 15 minutes. So let's jump right into it. What is PayPal In-Context Express Checkout exactly? In-Context allows the customer to access their PayPal account and make payment through PayPal without ever leaving your store. So, for example, if you're currently using either the standard PayPal method or even PayPal Express Checkout in your online store, you know that when your customers elect to pay through PayPal, they're taken out of your store to a PayPal page to make payment. And then to add insult to injury with PayPal Standard, you know that sometimes people elect to make payment through PayPal and then they don't realize they still have to pay after submitting, and so you have to chase them and it's a pain. Well, now, with PayPal In-Context Express Checkout, instead of being removed from your store to make payment and being redirected to a vanilla PayPal page, the shopper stays in your branded store and conducts the PayPal payment transaction within an overlay window, which we sometimes call a lightbox. When they submit payment, they simultaneously submit the order and don't have to take any additional steps to make payment, which of course ensures that you'll never again have to chase a customer down for payment after they elect PayPal. So let's watch this in action, and for that I'm going to take you to firstfairway.net, which is one of our demo stores here at Nexternal. And to expedite things, I've already placed an all-time classic DVD in my cart, Caddyshack. I love this movie. And I'm at the final review page where I'm going to elect to pay through PayPal and submit my order. And I do that by clicking a radio button, wishing to pay with PayPal, and hitting the submit button. And as you can see, a light box pops up, and I'm going to type in my PayPal login, which would go faster if I could type. And I'm going to put in my PayPal password, and I'm going to log into PayPal. And once I get there, I simply hit continue, and it automatically submits my payment and the order to Nexternal. So this lightbox makes two steps into one. Now let's go back to the PowerPoint slides so I can talk a little bit about advantages, which in some way are probably already becoming obvious, but they're deeper than you think. First, obviously, some people just like to use PayPal for all of their online transactions, right? I mean, not all customers are alike. Everybody's got different preferences. So the more options you offer customers, the more sales you're going to make. Secondly, keeping customers on your site during and after completing the transaction involves fewer clicks and zero redirects, which is really a very simple process. Also, in context, it's consistent across platforms and devices, so whether you're on a computer, iPad, or phone, for example, it's going to work the same. So these things all eliminate customer confusion and translate into higher conversion rates. Of course, it's also best for your branding to keep customers on your site instead of sending them to a PayPal page. And again, no confusion about when a customer is actually paying for their order. Thirdly, something you may not currently realize is that upgrading to this new checkout method within Nexternal, or even first turning on PayPal in your Nexternal store, makes you eligible for the merchant processing pricing plan. boy, that's hard to say a bunch of times, merchant processing pricing plan, which provides you with PayPal discounts based on volumes. This plan could be better than the plan you're on, and I'll talk a little bit more about this when we get to pre-set up considerations, because it does need to get squared away before you take action within your Nexternal OMS. Finally, the bottom line is if you already offer PayPal in your Nexternal store, it's a no-brainer to upgrade to this new method. It only takes 5 minutes, maybe less. There's lots of upside, no downside. We've talked about potentially better rates, better branding, better customer experience, less admin for you, and higher conversion rates. So it's all positive, and you really ought to consider getting it done soon. Now, if you don't already offer PayPal as a payment method and you'd like to, now you can do so with the confidence that you'll be providing a really superior experience for your customers. So let's see how to set this up in Nexternal. I told you it's simple, and it really, really is. Within your Nexternal order management system, you're going to navigate to settings, billing options, and focus on the PayPal area there, which looks exactly like you see on this slide. You'll see a checkbox which allows you to use PayPal Express Checkout in your online store, and you'll also see these several fields which need to be populated with data that you can fetch from your PayPal account. So here in the second bullet on this slide, I've referenced where you can download the instructions with screenshots of your PayPal account for pulling the data from PayPal to paste into Nexternal. You can get that from our knowledge base, which is accessible from our website in the For Clients section, and also from the help desk in your OMS, question number 7682. Also, as an aside, my colleague Matt wrote a great blog post on this topic, which you can find on the Nexternal e-commerce blog, which you can also access from our webinar under from our website under For Clients. So once you've finished filling in those fields we just took a look at, you'll scroll down, you'll enter your PayPal account email address in the business field, select instant payment notification and dynamic submit button with images in emails, and you just hit finish at the bottom of that page and you're all set. So a couple things to consider before implementation. Let's first talk about those special rates I raised earlier. Here at Nexternal, we've already taken steps with PayPal to ensure that our customers who are already offering PayPal payment in their Nexternal stores are getting the best possible PayPal pricing. For some current customers, that means you may see new PayPal discounts going forward based on your volume. Others already may have had negotiated PayPal rates. I'd hope to have that completed on the PayPal side by today, but PayPal tells me the updates will be made by the end of tomorrow. So if you're already offering PayPal in your Nexternal store, go ahead and wait till Monday to upgrade and you'll be good to go. If you're not currently offering PayPal in your Nexternal store, then before turning it on, you'll want to reach out to PayPal to ensure that you have the best rate plan. And for that, you can contact the guy whose information is on this screen. John Swedland is his name, at 480-496-3401 at the email address you can see on the screen. Do be sure and tell him that you're an external client so that you can get the best rates from him. Secondly, if you offer subscriptions or clubs and therefore need to collect credit card numbers for recurring billing, speak to your account executive here at Nexternal before offering payment through PayPal. Discuss your options with regard to your specific setup to ensure the best implementation for you. And that really concludes my presentation. Bottom line, in context is fantastic for everyone. If you want to offer PayPal as a payment method, you should turn on in context in Nexternal. Wait till Monday to do that for the payment reasons, and you're just good to go. No downside, all upside. If you need help, call your Nexternal account manager. We're always happy to help you. And if you don't already have us on speed dial, you can find our information at the top of the settings section in your OMS. And if you're not an external client but would like to learn more, my contact info will be posted in a moment during the Q&A, which I'm happy to do. Let's just get that up there, and then let's go over a couple of questions. Okay, here's one. Will pop-up blockers preclude this from operating properly? That's an excellent question. No. Lightbox technology works differently than pop-up technology, so pop-up blockers don't affect this. In fact, I have pop-up blockers on my computer, and you saw it work. so there's no problem there. Another question, is there an extra cost to turning this on in Nexternal? Another great question. No, it's free, and in fact, if you follow my tips, you may actually get extra PayPal discounts as a result of turning it on, so it's all good news there. Okay, that concludes the questions. Appreciate everybody's attendance, and I wish everybody a great day. Bye.